If we could buy more naturally ripened, we'd buy more naturally ripened, and you know, it's supply and demand, and supply is not there to meet the demand. We're starting to do quite a lot of work with particularly our fruit suppliers around, can we do more? Can we buy more? Can we encourage them to invest more? And working with the task force that the government has set up about how do we actually increase domestic production, particularly some of the fruits that we used to produce a lot of and now don't anymore. It's something that I'd like to see encouraged, but it's back to this sort of connection piece, and I think I've said this on any number of platforms. I absolutely get the pivotal role retailers can play. However, we need to reach a consensus right through the food chain and government and society that says, do we want to shift what people can reasonably expect to buy? They are used to buying particular produce all year round, even though it's out of season domestically. The first retailer who says, that's fine, I'm not going to stop that because it's not domestically produced, it's commercial suicide, because the debate hasn't been framed in the right way. We've got to have a debate about how do we want to shift diets, how do we want to shift consumption patterns, and then retailers will really get behind it. But it needs government to engage and create some of that debate. There was a lady in the corner there, and I think that's probably the last question we've got time for.
My name is Cathy Hartley. I'm a speciality registrar in public health. First of all, I just wanted to say that I was very impressed by what you had to say, and not from your presentation, but also from visiting Asda's and seeing actually and just observing that. I'm just impressed by the way it's laid out and the messages that are coming across Tannoy's to eat healthily. My question is that as a retailer and with you're collecting a wealth of data as people move through your stores and as they buy products electronically through the tills. I'm just wondering if there's going to be any move towards analysing that data on an individual basis to provide feedback, either weekly or monthly feedback to people to be able to sort of assess their shopping lists as such and provide them with indications as to how healthily they might be eating or not eating, assuming there is no waste, that is. Obviously this might be quite a good opportunity to be able to give people direct information.
It's something we're looking at in terms of we're going into really, really difficult areas around data protection and privacy laws. But one of the things we've been looking at is, could we give people the ability? We've just launched something called the Asda Price Guarantee, which allows you to go and back home, log on to the website, put in your receipt number, the checkout number, the time, and compare what your shopping cost versus some of our competitors. What we're now looking at is the next stage of that potentially to be able to say, here's an indication of the calorific value of what you bought. It's slightly difficult because, of course, you don't know, have they bought because they've got a party going on? How are they going to put together those particular items? But giving them some sorts of feedback is something that we know they would value. We've just got to find a mechanism doing it that is giving them meaningful information. And one of the things that you get back time and time again from customers is, and they're... a lot of NGOs and media that say, couldn't you put this information on the front of a pack about country of origin or carbon footprint or this or that? And mums go, look, I spend 2 seconds looking at a pack. I want to know what it is, how much it costs, broadly what's in it. I haven't got time for carbon footprints and other bits and pieces of information. So we've got to find the right way of doing it and making it meaningful. And that's the bit for me, is about how do you make it meaningful. But in the future, as part of democratising what we sell, yes, it's got to be part of the mix. I think we're done. Thanks very much indeed.